Rich Lowe, Pilot Legacy, on site of the Stanton, Lockhart, Texas, with our February 2024 investor update. Well, I intended to be out here yesterday, February 28th, but with the winds gusting up to 36 knots, I decided to let the cold front blow on through and knock out everything today, February 29th. Drone work is much simpler now that the winds have died down. So with that, happy leap year, everyone. Things continue to move right along here at Stanton Phase 2, with Building 7 now dried in and fully shingled. Tyvek rep is now being applied and siding has been delivered, with its application anticipated by this time next month. We're also anticipating the delivery and installation of some windows by next month as well. And it won't be long before we can dispense with the chutes and ladders, and the installation of the stairs will be underway. Building 8 has been dried in, with the shingles to be laid any day now. The transformers are in place and electrical cables are being run throughout Buildings 7 and 8. The drainage flume between Buildings 6 and 7 has now been poured and connected to the north-south flume that runs along the east side of the property. And that final portion of that north-south flume has been poured as well. The solid waste management pad on the north side of Building 8 has been poured, with cinder blocks and rock work due to commence shortly. Crews are in place today preparing for the concrete pour over the waterline connectors that run underneath the driveways to the west of Buildings 7 and 8. And recall that nasty little plumbing misplacement within the foundation we showed you last month? Well, those couple of instances have since been remedied, and the plumbing is back where it belongs, running inside the walls, as it should be. Building 9 is in the process of being dried in, and the roof gables are being erected on Building 10. Building 11's second floor framing is nearly complete, and by this time next month we anticipate it will also be dried in, the last of such milestones to achieve here at Stanton Phase 2. We have the exterior mock-up in place, which represents the general design elements and appearance Phase 2 will have. Although the turquoise color on the Phase 1 buildings appears darker, I assure you the colors are the same. That patina has just sort of taken place over time with the dirt and the sun and the rain and so on. And near the front of the property, you can see that the additional mailbox and Amazon delivery pergola has been constructed, with the mailboxes and Amazon delivery boxes soon to follow. This month's time lapse resumes with the completion of third floor decking, followed by third floor framing, and finally the erection of roof trusses. You may have also noticed this was a somewhat shorter sequence than you've been accustomed to. That's because on Friday, February 9th, our image uploads stopped at 1500 Central Time. Normally there would be additional uploads at 15, 16, 17, and finally at 1800 before the camera goes offline before the weekend. The sudden halt of image uploads did grab my attention, but I had seen this type of thing happen before. The images typically catch up when the system comes back online the following Monday. So I didn't think much of it. I logged in Monday morning, February 12th, expecting everything to be fine. However, there was a message in the Cloudex portal that read, "Cloudex is experiencing a momentary outage. There is nothing wrong with our system. Uploads will resume shortly with no loss of data." Sweet. And the following day, on February 13th, it appeared all systems would once again be go when I encountered the following Cloudex login message. "We are pleased to confirm that the recent issue of our devices not uploading has been resolved. Your device will automatically catch up with no data loss, but it may take a day or so." Okay, that seems good. But the following day, on February 14th, there were still no pictures uploading. I was starting to get a little nervous. So I wrote technical support an email, and they responded, "Everything is fine with the Cloudex system, so there may be a problem with your camera. You may need to physically reset the system." Looking at the telemetry data, it says, "Error uploading file. No response received from portal.camdo.com." Well, regardless, it wasn't working. So I had no choice but to hustle back up to Lockhart, climb up top Building 9 first thing the following morning, February 15th. And once again, with the outstanding help of Axia supervisor Patrick Gardner, I popped open the hood of our CamDo camera and found the camera would not power up. And it was also recognized by the Cloudex system as being offline. Resetting the system did no good. The camera would not power up. Meanwhile, massive progress was being made on Building 9 with each passing hour. So rather than pull out the guts of the camera and try to troubleshoot back and forth with a tech support center located in the Philippines, which is an email-only tech support center, we scrubbed the time-lapse mission yet again. I mean, what good would the time-lapse be if you missed the whole roof going on? Recall we got our camera operational back on May 10th, 2023, and for 275 days straight, the thing worked perfectly, rain or shine. But on the day the Cloudex system goes down, the camera just so happens to fail and stop working too? I don't know, sounds fishy. Bottom line, our can-do system ended up being a can't-do. It certainly wasn't due to a lack of effort. We gave it the old good college try. Well, in time, we'll upload the entire sequence that we do have from groundbreaking all the way to its death on February 9th and show you what that looks like. It looks, for the most part, quite good. Well, also of note, we have an interesting development with our neighbors next door, Legacy Senior Living. No relation to Pilot Legacy. You can see that Legacy Senior Living's drainage flume runs west-east directly towards the Stanton. At the property boundary, the water is diverted through an intersecting north-south drainage flume, much like the flume we have on the east side of the Stanton. But notice how they have curb cuts allowing the water to spill directly out of the flume and consequently directly onto our property. No effort was made by the neighbor to coordinate this design or negotiate to extend their flume northward and connect into Lake Lockhart with the rest of the community, which would have been ideal. Well, stay tuned for how this one turns out. We are working with our engineers and we'll be engaging our neighbors to get their thought process on their rainwater offlow sharing design. Looking over toward the east, you can see that the Hansford single-family housing development is well underway, followed by Lockhart Farms Light-Tech project, which is also in the midst of their lease-up. In time, there will be a commercial strip going in along the frontage of West San Antonio Street, just east of the Valero station, the Stanton project, and then over to the west, Legacy Senior Living. Of course, Lake Lockhart to the north has drained out and dried out once again. Since last month's update, there have been no additional change orders, so our contract amount remains at $23,051,622. To date, $9,923,989 has been drawn, with February's requisition totaling $1,244,015. As of today, February 29th, 2024, we are 54% of the way through our scheduled Phase 2 timeline. General reports the occupancy of Stanton Phase 1 is back up to 97%, with inquiries picking up as well as we make our way into the spring. Well, that's it for this month. We'll see you next month as we turn the corner on the Stanton Phase 2 and make our way into the warmer spring season. Then you can see the Lockhart Farms, what's it called? It's a Light-Tech project, yeah. Then you can see the Lockhart Farms. Really? Dude, just talk.